Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for L2 Productions. You are watching I Watch. We are covering Heart and Hustle Houston. This is Season 1, Episode 4. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. You can also leave your comments below. So let's get into this episode. Okay, all right, we got some stuff to talk about in this episode. We start off with Manura, her husband, and also her mother. They went on a date together, Norman. Let me just tell you this much. I love Norman. He's showing up and being what he should be. He's a son-in-law, he's a father, he's a husband, he's a man, he's doing it. And it started off a little bit shaky as far as what I was thinking of where the conversation could go. Manura's mom was thinking that Norman comes home and he's not really joyful. Norman says, a lot of times I'm in business mode. And I don't mean to do that, but I'm not looking to, I'm not trying to show off like I don't like you or anything to that nature. Mama accepted it as that, and then she went on to say just how much of a good man he is. She really couldn't see her daughter with anyone else but Norman. I said, okay, that's good. At least they got some things off their chest. Because Manura was like, well, I don't want to be put in the middle of all this, and I love them both, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm glad it went a whole lot better, but yeah, I love me some Norman. I loved it a lot. Next scene, Chloe. She goes on a date with Jordan. She decides to do something athletic, something that he enjoys. She's not into that, she says, oh, he's young, da-da-da-da, and he likes to do that stuff. I kind of wish it was more centered around you. Because it's going to paint a narrative about you. Chloe is just like, okay, you just want to date these young dudes. And some reason you got to do what you need to do to keep this young dude in your life. I wish you switched it up and he was taking you on a date on something that you like to do. It just would have looked better, in my opinion. They get to talking, they start talking about Nico, her child. He feels like, I don't know why he got an opinion, but he feels like dude is grown and he needs to get out and do his own thing, basically. And he act more like her husband and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And Chloe took up for him, but still agreed with him, essentially. I don't know if Jordan should have had anything to say. Of course, I guess things are going along better. At least the children have met each other, because he has a child, too. I don't know if he should have said anything, but if it's going that place where y'all really gonna be in a committed relationship, he's moving in or something but he's not even moved in. Like, I don't know. Or y'all not living together. I don't think that you should have a say on that. The next scene with Chloe says, I think Nico and Chloe needs a little bit of therapy. A little bit, because there was cringiness from what I was seeing. And it's easy to just go in on the grown man child still living in his mammy's house. But I'm gonna take a different approach. But before we ease on down the road, we're gonna go to Labrina. And this scene was a lot for me, and I needed to see it. Labrina has invited her mom and dad. Her mom and dad are divorced. It's been since she was like 1.5 years old, I think she said. But anyways, her father got remarried and has been with the stepmom for 20, 30 years or so. Anyways, they come over to dinner. Labrina talks about something that she's been wanting to get off her chest for a while. Well, they start talking about the children. How's Winter? Oh, wait, before we get there. No, before we get there. Labrina comes home. She talks with her husband. They call him Pop. I forgot what his real name is. Oh, gosh. They call him Pop. Anyways, that's her 15-year-old son. Now, I don't know if he's staying or if he's got to be staying. He's living with his dad. Over there, his grades are slipping. And they're like, that can't happen. That wasn't happening under our watch and all that good stuff. And there has to be something done immediately. I mean, he's 15. He has a couple more years before he's supposed to go off to college. And at any moment, that could be all gone as far as at least planning if we're going to go on and get ahead and start a career or whatever, a passion or whatever. We can't have this. So later that evening, the parents come over and they have dinner, and they're asking about Winter, which is their child. I forgot the age also, but going on 33. That's the child that she has with her husband now, which I think is William. I think it is. But anyways, they start talking about Pop, and they were talking about, oh, he's almost college bound and all that. It was like, yeah. So Labrina said, what is a good age to actually release your children out into the world? And the dad said, 18. Get on out there. Labrina was like, well, my dad, when he was in his teens, he was out there already doing stuff. Not so much as a career-wise, but, you know, he was doing other stuff. Labrina got pregnant with her now child at 19 years old. Still living with her mom, but she said not even a year old, her mom kicked her out. Now, her mom did follow up saying, you're saying kicked out, but you weren't really following some rules in regards to that. Labrina felt like I was kicked out and just not really given the tools that I needed to survive out there. However, it did push me into this hustle mode. And the father, he was celebrating that, and it taught you, didn't it? Da, 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 da. However, her mom said, you know what, I hear you. And I'm so glad it wasn't some type of struggle and fight. She said, you know, I could have definitely done better. I take accountability for where I did slack in your life in regards to making sure that you were ready. And I apologize. It's very rare for a parent to do that. Many parents don't feel like they have to because they are the parent. And I love that the mom did that. And as I said, I needed to see that. I needed to see that. And I'm glad that there are people out there that are able to be humble enough and to show up for the children the way that she did tonight. So I was thoroughly excited for the scene. Latoya, she had a scene where she was talking with her therapist, and she brought up how she felt how Manura was treating her because of what she said, that she didn't mean to come off any type of way, but her background is that people treat her like she's this bully, and she's not. She's really very nice. And because I'm a dark-skinned woman, a thicker woman, I was always treated like I was doing this to someone to try to bully them. The therapist talked her through that, and she wanted to open it up for the rest of this group to talk with you. So Latoya is going to be scheduling an outing for all the ladies to come. Were there any? Oh, Chloe. Let's go to Chloe. Chloe finally has the hard conversation with Nico. Nico has been avoiding her because she's in this relationship with Jordan, and he don't like it. As I said before, you know, Chloe's still grown. However, your decisions do affect other people, and you have to really watch that. And you have to be mindful of that, even in your grownness. Seeing a little bit of how Nico was, he was immature. I was also cringe because there was this back and forth exchange going on where it looked like Chloe was doing this tit for tat type of deal. It's like, don't you know that this child is your child, even at his age? So I was like, there's been some lack of boundaries between this mother and child dynamic because he did step up when her husband passed away and he became the man of the house. Nico may feel threatened by that, but he was been placed in that position. He was forced in there, and Chloe allowed it to happen. So now she's giving him what Jordan was telling her to give, or that he needs and all that. We find out that the dude wants to be a rapper. And she's like, well, what are you doing towards that? You're not in the studio, da 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 da. What are you doing with your life? He don't really have that much of an answer. He's just now just ranting and raving. I'm not gonna look down anybody's rap career. I think that he's got to get some type of trade under his belt, get some money, because he started talking about, oh, when you had me, you were still living with your mom. She said, no, I was out there hustling. You didn't have to do nothing for your mom when you were doing all this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was interesting to hear. I don't think that he needed to go there, but that's when Chloe tried to get in on her son about that. Yeah. So as I said, there are some unhealthy connections that have been established between the both of them, and I'm holding Chloe responsible for it because you're the parent. And I think that you were just in this mode, probably just really grieving, and allow this person to come into your life, your child to come in and fill a void for you, instead of allowing him, you know, he could still be older brother, but he became, as y'all wanted to call him, the man of the house, and now he's treating you like the man of the house. And that's why I think that therapy is in order, just to establish something new. Or at least if you got the skills to get it done yourself, do it. As far as just talking. But right now, he's angry and don't want to listen to you. And then you don't fight fair. Or at least, I won't say fight fair, I think that you don't communicate the best. Because your emotional intelligence isn't up as regards to your child and the type of soul tie that you have with him. Y'all can let me know how y'all thought about that scene. The next up, all the ladies, they come together, and the therapist is there. I don't know how things started off, but I think, was Elena the first person to talk? Yeah. So she starts talking about her relationship with her husband. They are sleeping in separate bedrooms and all that, and we're trying to work on ourselves individually. And the therapist did say, you know, it's good that you guys have at least come to this conclusion to at least recognizing to work on yourselves and all that. You guys, I think she ended up saying, like, did you guys, like, determine when that this will be over and can come back together? I think it's that way. But anyways, it kind of just slipped over into Elena talking about her protecting Josh and just not saying certain things, because Chloe in her confession was like, look, it's just time to take the makeup off. You know, we're your girls. We've been trying to really figure out what's going on, and we just want you to be open. Da 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 da. She said that she's protecting Josh, and the producer wanted to say, what's going on? And she's not willing to be open about it. In a way, I respect it. But in another way, it feels like it's stunting you. Because either you're going to get this off your chest in therapy, or you're just going to let it kill you on the inside. And I gotta be this direct with you, Elena, because there's no time for games. You've been stunted for too long. And it's just time to get up. Rip that Band-Aid off, feel whatever pain you need to feel, and let it all out. Not just for me trying to be a nosy person, but you can tell that all of this is just weighing on you, ma'am. And I know that you can be better at how you are navigating yourself through this marriage, whether you stay in it or not. So, I don't know who was next. Who was next? Possibly Chloe. Chloe was just talking about, you know, how she's been in survival mode this time since her husband died, and not really knowing if she's doing the right things for her children. Because Labrina, she talked first. She talked first before Chloe about how she had that conversation about being pushed out too early and not having the skills and tools and the blueprint to just navigate life and all that. But she was talking about how good of a conversation she had. Then that's when Chloe said, you know, I don't know if I'm doing well or whatnot, but all of them were just there to encourage her, to tell her, you know, hey, you know, you're doing great. And it's normal to have that type of opinion, but don't be too hard on yourself. Then it was Latoria's turn. And she's had some type of letter that she wanted to read to Manura, but Manura said that she wanted to talk before, or say something before Latoria said anything. She said, you know, I did text you and all that, and just want to let you know, as far as how I really presented myself to you, is not like that. All of a sudden, Elena comes out and says, well, I know you don't like the word cute, da 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 da. So I decided that day I wasn't gonna call you cute. And then Manura's like, it's not that. And then Elaine's like, oh, yes, it was. She's like, it wasn't that. Guess what? How you gonna tell her? So then Manura's in her confessional like, why don't y'all just let me talk? Obviously, there's something with Manura. It's feeling like she's been shut out or closed out of things, probably due to her stature or what they've always minimized her. And she just let it pour out, look, I'm a wife, mother, and all that good stuff. I don't need to be treated like less than or demeaning in any type of way. And the therapist was relating with her and disagreeing with her. So then Latoria read her letter. She said, you know, I do have a sense of humor, da 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 da. I'm sorry that I did continue to call you what you said that you didn't want to. I didn't have to say cutesy, so she said I could say that I admire you. But she's saying things to come at her in a different way. And I thought it was cute, nice, cool. I think everybody else was pretty good. Did every woman talk? Oh, Ro did talk too, in regards to her relationship with her daughter. They talked a little bit about how it is around that middle-aged, junior high age of school. Elena said that she used to be a teacher and they are mean. But collectively, everything was rainbows by the time the session ended, or the dinner ended. We have one more scene, and it's with Ro, Elena, Chloe, and Latoya. They go out to this singles place, as far as I think it was, but 3 men are the business owners of this place or whatever. Chloe says in a confessional that she's invited someone to actually be with them. And we find out that it's Shaniqua. Shaniqua was someone that was at the rodeo a couple weeks ago. And Latoya, I guess she got wind of that. Latoya said, you know, I don't really know her too well. It's been quite a long time since I've even been in touch with her, da-da-da-da-da. So, for whatever reason, Shaniqua is offended by that. And I guess Shaniqua has been saying that it was a little bit more to their relationship. And then she's bringing out these texts. And Latoya said that they were Facebook friends. It was really quite nonsense just to know if you knew her or not. It brought me back to like Nene and Phaedra in a way. But whatever. They're having this heated discussion, and then Shaniqua brings out messages of them. I'm like, what? Like she printed it out at Kinko's or something. And Ro was like, is it that real serious? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then it got heated to Shaniqua calling Ro a B. I said, now Ro was like, B? Like it really didn't have to get that far over just if I know you or not. Shaniqua feels like that their relationship was diminished and just feels bad about it. That she feels like that Latoya made her feel bad. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I guess she got her bookings, places and stuff, but there hasn't been any big rapport. You have rapport from a long time ago. So obviously, to me, Shaniqua is the Marlo. I mean, it's nonsense on what she's doing, but obviously she's here to stir the pot and to get fireworks going for this group of women. Now, I didn't know this. I didn't pay attention, really. But Shaniqua is trans. The only thing I'm going to say, I'm not going to say nothing about Shaniqua's identity. I said, well, Shaniqua, couldn't you have chosen a better name? That name, like, worked in the 80s and 90s. I mean, unless you're telling us your age. I'm just saying. Anyways, I think Labrina is my favorite. I think she is. I shouldn't do that. But I think that she's got this real rawness to her that I like. And some people say, oh, I'm real, but there's just something that everything's well-rounded with her that I'm more gleaned to. I love you ladies. Please don't think that I don't love you guys. All you guys. I wish, Elena, that you wouldn't protect your husband. And the reason I say that is just how it's affecting you, trying to protect him. That's why I say it. What else? And Norman. I love him. Yeah. So I'm loving this show. Hopefully you guys are too. I did mention this on my other video with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just did their review, and I said Heart and Hustle is coming for Bell Collective. Bell Collective needs to watch out. And I've only really said that, and I gave it some episodes. You know, I only give a series usually 2 episodes. The only way that I'll be committed to watching a whole season is if I knew an actor or something, or I'm not saying that I know them. I just know who they are as far as actors. I ain't up there. But yeah, past there, I'm loving the show. I think these women are more transparent, and they got a lot of stuff going on, and showing different facets of their lives. That's all I'm saying, y'all. So, Bell Collective, step it up. And I also said this: they should have did what they needed to do to keep Aikisha in the fold. That's all I gotta say. All right, y'all. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video, subscribe, and you can share the video and leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.